welcome to another episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritchie, and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands and airwaves where this conversation takes place. Land which was never ceded. Land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally, and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to the elders past, present, and rising. Today I'm talking to Nick Deligiannis at Audrey's in Sorrento. For me, eating seafood while looking out to sea is what it's all about. And so Audrey's at the iconic Continental in Sorrento is my dream come true. The dining room is divine. Art Deco curves, coastal palette, sunshine streaming in and a view of the sea. Plus, Audrey's is part of Scott Pickett's repertoire of incredible restaurants, and I'm a long-time fan of Scott and his restaurants. While I've not actually sat down and chatted to Scott for Conversation with a Chef, I have spoken to a lot of his head chefs, and I've had some fangirl moments with Scott at openings. Audrey's is an ode to Scott's grandmother, and the fisherman's basket fun times they shared, and the passion for food and cooking that she instilled in Scott. Audrey's is helmed by Nick Deligiannis, 2023 Young Chef of the Year, and it couldn't be in better hands. I spoke to Nick when I was helping compile Broadsheet's Home, filled with recipes foodies could cook when in lockdown. I knew then that this was a young chef who loved what he was doing and had a passion for the industry in general. I was delighted to get the chance to sit down with Nick and hear more, and I absolutely was not disappointed. This is a great conversation. How are you? Thanks very much.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I've spoken to you on the phone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got really cold hands. It's so bracing out there.
Welcome to Sorrento. Welcome to Sorrento.
Wow, it's so beautiful. I was just looking at the photos online. It's such a stunning place.
It's a stunning space, honestly. So yeah, this is it's pretty much our main dining room.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I just love the curve too, that Art Deco curve, isn't it?
It's just it's very, very coastal. Like, honestly, when the sun stops glaring and the fog sort of goes away, you can see the bay and you see the boats coming in and out. And honestly, it's an amazing setup. Yeah, and those Norfolk pines and everything. It is iconic, isn't it? Oh yeah,
gorgeous.
I'll put all the blinds up and we'll see it. The natural light that actually streams through the actual dining room is actually it's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. Just with that stone as well. Gosh, it's just
a lot of marble, greens,
dreamy. And how many does it seat in here?
We're doing 90 in the main dining room.
Wow.
We've got 13 seats in the bar. We've got a 32 seat private dining room.
Yep.
Which is just there.
Wow.
Semi-private dining. Our biggest table is 10, but it's like pretty much in the main dining room, but it's just off to the bar there. And we haven't activated the kitchen bar yet, but we can also do 10 seats there. So a big service here is about 120 to 140.
Yeah.
You know,
and you get nights like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Winter is a bit harder, but like in summer, every day was like January was probably one of the busiest months of my life. It was incredible.
And it's been open a year now, is it?
Just over a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just over a year. So just prior to Easter last year.
Wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, and you see Main Street Sorrento as well. And
yeah. I'd like to live here. Gosh, it's so beautiful and light, isn't it?
Yeah. It can get a touch glary for people sometimes.
Yeah.
So we got the these blinds here that sort of block out half the sun. Especially off the promenade. So it's sort of just street. You still hit through the.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So that's a lovely thing. So yeah. Gorgeous. It's a beautiful dining room, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And congratulations on Young Chef of the Year and a hat and everything.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, that was amazing. Honestly,
nailing it.
Yeah, not just personally, but for the restaurant and for the team. You know, we're such a young team, and I'm so happy about the people we actually have in the restaurant. The culture we've developed, and the people just work so hard, and they deserve it.
Yeah.
They really do, and it's good to be recognised.
Yeah.
You know, we all work very hard, but we couldn't ask for a better night, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was less than a year in, from the awards last year. I just believe like there's no real ceiling for us in this room, like a room like this and a kitchen like that. So there's no ceiling. But yeah.
How amazing! I was just speaking to an omakase chef, and he's been a chef for 28 years, and he said, "But I'm still learning."
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just love that idea that there is no ceiling and there's no stop to what you can do and what you can learn and how far you can go.
Oh yeah, in an industry like this, in a country like this, you'd be daft to think you know everything. Like honestly, and then if you do think you know everything, then all right, move aside and let the rest of us learn.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's no room for egos. Everyone wants to learn. Everyone is learning. So that's it. Just keep cooking.
Yeah. And how many in the kitchen?
We got quite a small team. There's only 6 of us at the moment. We only do the 8 services during the week, so we all gotta get our weekends still and everything. But during summer we went up to about 11 chefs.
Yeah.
But in the Continental itself, there's about 40.
Oh.
There's about 40 chefs.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 kitchens, 8 outlets, and there's a lot of things going on.
That's a beast.
It's an animal. I've never seen so many people here at once. In January, it was just nuts. New Year's Eve, school holidays.
Yeah.
There was 10,000 people between Sorrento and Blairgowrie, at the camping grounds, or just even Main Street Sorrento. It gets big. Do you want to sit down?
Yeah, let's do that.
I reckon we'll just sit down in the corner over there.
Okay.
I'll just tell the boys to keep the voices down.
Thank you for your time. So have you got a lunch service today as well? Or?
Yeah, we do Sunday lunches.
Yeah.
We've only really opened the Sunday dinner during our longer weekends and when people are actually down here because, being a coastal restaurant, being so far down the peninsula, like you can't really expect people to always be down here, and it is a seasonal place and destinational restaurant, so it's just a bit hard to always be open and available all those services, especially with such little staff and whatnot.
Yeah.
So but it gives everyone their weekends, which is great. Sunday nights and Monday, Tuesdays off, so gives the chef a nice break and get ready for the rest of the week.
And that's a big thing, isn't it? Because there's so much talk around well-being and mental health and hospitality, and part of that is having proper breaks and working the right amount of hours. But I know that can be hard in kitchens, but that's awesome that they've got that time.
Yeah, well, exactly right. Especially being a very young team as well, being social is very important to a lot of the team, and gone are the days of sacrificing your whole life for the industry. Obviously, you get in what you put in, essentially. But when it comes to balancing that work and life and socialising aspect, it's really important to give people their days off, especially clumped together, because it's very different to have your 3 days a week off spread out through the week and having them clumped together. So people they want them together. They want weekends. They want consecutive days off, and it's good having that. Because even in summer, we'll still close Monday, Tuesdays.
Oh, wow.
So we really could have capitalised on Monday, Tuesday trade, but it's really important to us to keep that balance and our staff and our culture happy. And that's probably bigger than the food, to be honest, is keeping the staff happy. Yeah.
Well, I think that's important, and I have this great thing, and I haven't brought it up lately, but I often bring it up in conversations, is this idea of whatever the emotion of the chef is goes into the food. And there's that book, like Water for Hot Chocolate, and it's the chef, whenever she cooks something, the people then eat her food and they experience the same emotion that she had. But I do think, I would love to think that happy kitchens make happy food.
Honestly, you can really tell if a team clicks, the food will come out probably better and tastier, but it also comes out more efficient, and the service is better because everyone can get along and there's teamwork involved. And a lot of things that customers don't see is it is a bit of a symphony in the kitchen where you got an orchestrator and then everyone else is sort of playing their instruments, so it's very hard to do that where people don't like each other or respect each other. So it's what the customer doesn't see is when a kitchen is clicking and the food's coming out efficiently. It's coming out nice, it's coming out hot, and I think that's probably the biggest thing.
And I feel as though, you mentioned being young, so I'm going to say, as a young chef, are you in that generation where, you haven't experienced that shouty chef situation, or has there been some of that as well?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Like I might be very young, but I've been in kitchen since I was 6 years old.
Oh, okay, well, all right.
So it's just and I think in Australia it's changed absolutely. Like I've cooked as an adult in Australia, and it's been really great. Honestly, like it's been a great environment to be in. Yeah, you work very hard and you work very long hours. But I've been very lucky to have really good mentors who haven't been that sort of tyrant-y, egotistical chef, And I've also worked in London, where it has been that I've been surrounded by people that, are just there to sort of, like big dog you, undermine you, bring you down, break you down, to sort of, and they want to try to build you up. And honestly, the biggest thing I learned was what not to be. Cool, you learn great skills cooking overseas, but I was like, I don't want to be this person. I want to be a good cook, I want to be an asset, but I don't want to be an asshole about it. So that was my biggest thing. And that's pretty much molded my management style to what it is today.
Yeah.
You'll never see me raise my voice, and like it's more about a respect thing. Like, you respect me as a human being first, then as a chef.
Yeah.
And then we can all cook great food and have a great service, have a great restaurant. Like why wouldn't you want that?
Yes. Now that's exactly right. Are there pressure points? Are there for you in the kitchen though? I mean, obviously, but there's you've got to get things out on time. You're working with sharp knives and hot stoves and ovens. How do you manage that?
Well, it's just part of the trade.
Yeah.
You learn to adapt, and you learn to cook, and you learn how to cook safely. And honestly, I don't feel any safer than like going for a walk. Like being around the stove and cooking and using sharp knives. Like you just know it. Your confidence. It's all about being confident as well. And I feel safe in the kitchen, and as long as it's my job to make it safe for the team. And obviously. Matt's in the kitchen, and you do this. You do the little things to help your team succeed, and if you keep it a nice environment for them, then everyone can enjoy their workplace. Simple as that.
What happens if someone makes a mistake, or do they not make mistakes?
Well, mistakes happen in every kitchen. If anyone says otherwise, they're lying to you. But it's a learning curve. If it's a lack of leadership, I'll probably say it's my bad for not communicating enough. But if I have communicated, then it's a further conversation. There might be a little bit of a more of a blunt response than usual. But
well, if it's in service,
yeah. So it's more of like we don't have time to have a full-blown conversation about there and then. Like we just don't, when you got 100 people in the dining room waiting for food, especially a tasting menu, because it's 100 times 10 plates, so it's 1,000 plates of service. So if you think about that, like I can't stand there and tell my apprentice to, okay, this week did wrong, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so sometimes it does come across blunt, but then you always have after service, and you always have to put your time in. You might not want to, but you have to put time into people. And if you want a good team and a good culture, that's what you have to do.
Yeah. And as you say that you have had some really great mentors, I actually have never had a chat. Well, I've spoken to Scott Pickett, but I haven't sat down with him. But I've spoken to lots of his chefs, and I really love him. I love what he does. I love the restaurants and so on. But then I also noticed that Stephen Nelson was a mentor as well, and I've spoken to him at the recreation as well.
Absolutely.
Good people.
Oh, amazing people, and honestly, like, couldn't have been luckier as a young chef to be under these sort of people. Like Steve-O was pretty much my first head chef. I started my apprenticeship with Jacques Ramond, and Steve-O was there. And working at the bistro. So I spent 3 years with I spent 3 years with Steve-O, and not just the I mentor as a cook, but just as a young man. Being around that sort of person that is so calm under those really, really pushing situations and service, and dealing with a chef like Jacques, and how he sort of managed a team and him. And then, I just got really close to Steve-O. And then when I went to London, I came back, we opened up the Recreation. So I was sous chef there when it first opened.
Right.
It was very daunting. I was very young, but it was good. Also, just cooking with Steve-O, and when we got the first hat, it was just like, man, this is the best.
Yeah.
I loved it just for what he's worked for, because he's one of the hardest working men I've ever worked for.
He's so humble,
Incredibly. Boy from Canberra,
Yeah.
and it's just smashing it. And then you got someone like Scott, who's extroverted and out there, and very different form of management, but an amazing operator. To operate 9+ restaurants, and still have time to call you and say, hey, how was your weekend? That's what I call respect. And I couldn't ask for any better mentors, and very lucky, and for all these guys to push me, and not just cooking wise, but now that my name is sort of getting out there a little bit more, it really helps to have the support of people like that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's go back to you being 6 and in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. So obviously, because I often say, did you always know you wanted to be a chef? And I guess you did.
I was very lucky, yes, absolutely. My dad had restaurants growing up. Literally, me and my sisters were living upstairs. So we had a pizza shop in Hoppers Crossing. So I grew up in the western suburbs, so I'm a Sunshine boy. And we had a pizza restaurant in Hoppers Crossing, and we actually lived upstairs. So Dad used to, work downstairs all the time. And then Mum used to be upstairs. Unfortunately, they divorced, and then my dad moved to Bentley, where he opened another pizza shop. And every day after school, I used to take the train from Sunshine to Bentley, and then used to work there after school. I used to wash dishes from about 6 till 12, then started cooking at about 12. And then I left school when I was 17. So I've been cooking since I was 12, essentially.
Wow.
Pizzas, bistros, cafes, 3 hat, 1 hat. I've just literally done it all, which is good. And if I had to give one piece of advice to young chefs, is try everything. Don't just go straight into the top restaurants in Australia or Victoria and think that's it. It's an amazing experience. People you meet cooking in different situations, different restaurants, is awesome, honestly. And that's why I love hospitality. Different sorts of people, different sorts of restaurants, and they're just cooking. That's it, just cooking dinner, cooking lunch.
Yeah.
Very simple.
That's so interesting. And I think, obviously there must have come a point in time when you chose to then continue with that, having been brought up in it. But what is it about cooking and food that you feel so drawn to?
I think as I got older, I noticed that my sort of personality, I'm very much a giver, and a feeder at times as well. So I just love feeding people, essentially, and I love and I think with cooking, it stimulates the mind quite a lot, especially being I'm so creative. I just love making dishes and running restaurants. That's my passion, and that's the drive. Even when I was younger, it was all about just getting better as a cook, because I knew that I had the creativity, but I just needed the skill set to back it up. Because you can think of as many dishes as you want, but if you can't cook them, you can't cook them.
Yeah.
So I just knew that being in such an industry where I could work hard for one, be creative, be skilled at something, it just ticks so many boxes for me. And and I love eating as well. I couldn't think of anything better just to eat and drink in Melbourne, or I'm going to Greece in August for a month, so as well. So
Wow.
I've been every time I think about it, I have to stop thinking about it, because when I think about it, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things I just love. I do love, and I'm a philosopher in this industry. I say that all the time. I would do nothing else if it wasn't hospitality.
Yeah. It's incredible. I've been loving seeing your Instagram posts, and I know that Audrey's is got a really big seafood focus, which is, of course, is exquisite being by the sea and eating seafood. But I really love you're doing everything here, so all the filleting and the preparing of the fish, and that's gone out the window in lots of restaurants because it takes time.
Yeah.
I guess maybe in fine dining you have to do that, but or not. What do you think?
Well, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'll put it very simply. But yes, we are seafood focused. Being down here, the brief. So the story of Audrey's is. Scott's grandmother used to take him for a fisherman's basket most Sundays, and this was an ode to Audrey. And we really wanted to showcase not just Victorian seafood but Australian seafood. You know, we didn't stick to like I'll be daft not to use Tasmanian sea urchin or Northern Queensland tuna or whatnot. You know, so we use seafood all around Australia, and what I can fill it, I will fill it. You know, just to stimulate. Not just the guests, but the boys and girls in the kitchen, because I feel like if they're not learning in this kitchen, then it's probably not the place for you. Yeah. So it's really important for the staff to learn and as well as myself to learn. So yeah, at the moment we've got whole King George whitings in, we've got some whole tunas in lately as well. We're dealing with great suppliers, some local divers around Rosebud as well, which is a bit of a treat, So. Yeah, what we can do in-house, we will do in-house. But, for example, like the bread situation, if I believe that I can't make a better product than someone else, then I'll be more than happy to use their product. So, local bakeries like Rye Sourdough. But the brief in here, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to display great seafood with great local produce and... Yeah, just like you won't see me, trying to push the boundaries. It's just a beautiful piece of fish, beautiful garnish, beautiful sauce, and that ability to sort of have restraint a little bit because of course you just want to put more and more and more and more and more and more and more on plates. You can't do that because sometimes people just be like, I just want some nice food, mate. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like that. So not afraid to just put a piece of raw fish on a plate with a simple dressing or or if it's a baked King George whiting, some fresh pasta that we make.
I just saw that story and then I saw someone going, "You ruined a good piece of fish." I was like, "What? You can't say that to a chef." And
keyboard warriors.
That looked delicious. It looked so. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
That idea of pouring that pasta over the top of that beautiful.
Yeah.
What was he talking about? The crispy skin. That's right.
But it's what it is, mate. It's the internet.
Yeah, no, that's right.
I don't even know that person, So it's like, but you don't know the backstory. Like, we're not trying to get a crispy skin. It's just a baked piece of fish.
Yeah, this is what
King George whiting cooks in 3 minutes, mate. I wasn't to get crispy skin in 3 minutes. But like I said, the beautiful simple garnish, a bit of fresh pasta, a bit of caviar, some fresh peas.
I just looked at it and just thought I want to eat that because it looked like it would be like all the different textures and things as well, and just a bit of salty from the caviar and the
absolutely. And we smoke the butter that we put in the sauce as well, so you get a hint of smoke, and then just a little bit of a little bit of chefy skills with simple sauce techniques and simple cooking, and then the more layers you put in these things without adding ingredients, it really makes a dish that's remembered, and it's beautifully tasty because you don't have to add ingredients to make things beautiful. Simple as that. You don't have to add more and more ingredients to make a dish better. Yeah. You just need to add technique, and technique can get you so far.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Because you're saying, it's just a simple dish, but I think sometimes those simple dishes can be hard because you've got to have those different layers, as you say, of technique and just the quality of the product, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what makes chefs different. That's what makes chefs a chef.
Yeah.
They think about, not just how, what the ingredient is, how they're going to prepare the ingredient, how they're going to make the sauce, and it's an art. It's almost an art form to make a beautiful sauce and a beautiful garnish for such a simple fish. But as long as people are enjoying the food, then it's good.
How often does that tasting menu change?
Weekly.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, so
fun.
So we got one signature dish here, which is our squid noodles. That's never changed. But everything else, just due to it's the ocean, isn't it? So And we tend to use we do use farm fish, but if I can get some wild caught fish, I'll use that. So King George whiting, I'll use that for as long as it's available. Then it might be Lakes Entrance, John Dory. And then if it's Hapuka one week, if it's Blue Eye the other week, it just sort of natural rotation, and it's good because that sort of forces me and the team to think of new dishes or new garnishes, and really pushes the team to think outside the box, because it can be very easy just to do the same dish with a different fish.
Yeah.
So we can do this garnish with 6 different fish. It'll taste great, but I feel that's not really justifying what we do for a living and as a job. I think it's our job, and so our responsible to bring new dishes to the table. And Scott gives me a lot of freedom in this room to do their own menu, but having him there as well, so I can send him a dish and he'll just give us some feedback on it, and it's great to sort of that's how I sort of keep in contact with Scott, and if I'm on the right track with the food, if I'm fitting with the brief, and there's a lot of things going on. So I kind of like changing things a lot as well. It keeps us on our toes. Like, think about Steve-O as well. He probably would have told you this, but he's changed the menu on a Friday night at 6 o'clock. There's massive Blackwater specials, and we used to go down at 6 o'clock on a Friday. I'm like, okay, cool. So, but yeah, you just love that.
Yeah.
It pushes you.
Yeah.
Because I think every chef's got a little switch, and you need to scratch. An itch. And you got to scratch it. Yeah. So having a bit of a push in it every now and then is good. And
how do you? Balancing out. Did you say 10 courses?
So it's 10 plates.
10 plates.
So it's so we have our snacks. We have 5 snacks, and then that gets broken into sort of 3 plates.
Oh yeah.
And then we roll into 5 seafood courses, and then we also offer a meat supplement. So just because we're a coastal seafood restaurant, doesn't mean we don't offer. So we offer Blackmore Wagyu or Great Ocean Road duck. So if we're going to use a meat, poultry, or other protein, we're going to use the best. So yeah, they have a Blackmore Wagyu from Alexandra, Great Ocean Road duck from Port Campbell. Some local Hastings spring lamb last year, which is amazing, and trying to look for some game meats at the moment as well. Like, I'd love to do some venison here in this room. I think this room can definitely carry a sort of deeper cut like that. And then we roll into a pre-dessert and dessert. So there is a lot of plates, and I think that these tables are so big and they're so grand. Like, I just love filling up tables. Well,
that's that feasting aspect.
Yeah, exactly right. And how I grew up in a Greek household, and we never just got a plate of food in front of us. It was 10 plates in the middle of the table, and then all our plates were empty. Yeah. So we'd just be making our own plates, and that's what I love, and that's what So I love bringing in that fine. I guess I hate the word fine dining, but fine dining aspect, and that homely aspect as well. Because this room is named after a grandma. It's supposed to be comfortable, and I just love the fact that we can sort of intertwine those two worlds, because if I can do like a sharing entree or a sharing side with the main course, I'll do it, and I'm not afraid to do it. So just want to fill these tables. They're so big and so grand. Like, it'd be a shame to have like empty in the middle, and we don't have any candles or flowers in the middle of the table. It's just pure. It's just a table set, So that's quite rare for a restaurant. So yeah.
And I know when I spoke to you back in 2021 for the Broadsheet cookbook home, and we talked about your Madeleine, the sweet corn Madeleine with Espelette and the blue swimmer crab, and that was from the place you'd worked at in London. Was that right?
So it was inspired by what we did in London. Yeah. So I used to work at a restaurant called Pollen Street Social. And we did a sweet corn muffin with a little dill cream.
That's right.
Grab that base, and then it put into a Madeleine mold, and we put that on the menu at Frederick. So that was my first head chef job.
That's right.
At Frederick back with the Ramones. So worked with the Ramones for 3 years. Went to London, did my rounds with Steve-O and down the peninsula, and then had the opportunity to come back to the Ramones, and we opened Frederick, which was great. It was it was an eye-opener to the world of being a chef, my first head chef role, and again, I think I was 24.
Wow.
When that opened. So had a lot to learn. I knew I could cook, but I had no idea about management and managing people, and that was good. But then 6 months later, unfortunately, COVID happened. So we had a really good first year, and then obviously COVID happens, and had opportunity to we reopened a few times as everyone knows through those breaks in COVID, but it just never really got off the ground, unfortunately, just because we had so many interruptions. But I couldn't be more thankful to have that opportunity to open a restaurant like that so young, because it's molded what I am today. And I've been head chef of Estelle for a little bit, and then over here at Audrey's, and I'm a very different person to what I was when I was 24, and I feel like I can sort of run any kitchen in the world. To be fair, I believe in myself like that, and I
was going to ask, the going to London thing. Lots of chefs do it, and do you think that's necessary to go to another country if you're building a career? Yeah,
I think if you're looking to be in this career for a long time and maybe open a restaurant for yourself, I think it's very important to work overseas. Not just to be in another country, but it's a different way of cooking. It's a different way of presenting yourself, a different way of professionalism, different way of different guests as well. So why wouldn't you want to gain that experience? Like if you really love this industry and wanted to be part of a bigger picture, then absolutely you should be cooking overseas and talking to as many people as you want and cooking for as many people as you can. And just because it's an English speaking country doesn't mean you're not going to learn a completely different world of cooking. It was a shock to me when I went to London. I was like, I'm out of my depth here. So I've been cooking in a really nice team, one dream. It was all these good things. My career was really on the up, and then you hit London, and I was like, oh my god, I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. So it was great. It was great being there and adapting and growing and becoming a better cook and better person, and then just opening my eyes up a little bit. And but it's not do it. You don't have to do it, but I feel like it's really good for yourself and your personal growth to go overseas and cook. Absolutely.
And now that you're here, and I mean, it seems like a silly question when you're surrounded by all this beauty and you've got all this great produce, but where do you get your inspiration?
Inspiration. I think just from everyday life, it's just I eat out a lot, like even so cafes or restaurants and I'm always I've been trying to change this, but I'm on my phone a lot. I love Instagram and looking at what chefs are doing all around the world and Australia. Like the chefs in Sydney that I'm big fans of, and it's just even in Melbourne there's people doing great things. So just looking at what people are doing, and obviously love going to markets and whatnot and being around, and weather's a big one as well. So I love looking at the weather and saying what would I eat on a hot day, what would I eat on a cold sunny day. So that one's big for me. So like last week it was absolutely miserable down here. It was raining, there wasn't much sunlight, so I'm like, you know what, I feel like making pasta. So we made pasta, and it's inspiration for me is everywhere. I've been talking to my girlfriend. She's like, I haven't had roast pumpkin in ages, and it would just be a conversation, and it sort of click a little bit. That's pretty much my main form of but yeah, Instagram's a big one. I feel like, I think chefs are a little bit ashamed to say they go on Instagram a lot and have a look at people, but there's so much food on the internet, and then just reels are a massive one as well. People just cooking and sourcing. I've been trying to be quite active on Instagram and doing all that and displaying what we do here and all that sort of stuff. It's not to flex or anything. It's just to sort of get it out there.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You've told me so much. I loved it.
No, that's good.
I could listen to you talk all day. And that's another thing, is it's not natural. Some chefs are used to just being back in the kitchen and not having to talk to media and all that kind of thing. But that's, part of your role, I guess, as well as head chef. But you seem to be very at ease talking about food and your job, so that's great.
Yeah, well, it's my life, isn't it? No, but I really love doing these sort of things, and I want to do more of them, because I love telling my story, and I love teaching other people, and I just want everyone to grow together, and I want my generation to be, the best cooks Australia's seen, and I want people to learn, and I want people to, have a similar passion to hospitality that as well as I do, So I love doing this sort of stuff. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, no.
I appreciate it. It's a bit of a drive to come here from Melbourne, but
I've got a friend whose parents have got a house, so actually stayed
awesome.
here.
That's really handy.
Yeah,
really
so it made it easier this morning.
I was living in Yarraville when we first opened here, so I was driving up and down. So I'm like, man, I need a friend that lives up here.
Yeah, so you live here now?
I live here now. Yeah, I got a house down in Tookarook, so not too far away. Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Nick Deligiannis at Audrey's in Sorrento. You should definitely check out the photos on Instagram at audreys.sorrento and also Nicholas_Deligiannis. That's NICHOLAS_DELIGIANNIS, because there is some beautiful stuff happening there. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat at www.conversationwithachef.com, and I'd love it if you told a friend about my chats. You can follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts, and then I know that you're there, which is good to know. Once again, thanks for listening and have a great day.